Ice cream. To balance out the hot coffee, McDonald's offers ice cream. You might think it's a simple product, but it's made using an incredibly complex machine that's even been poked fun at on American talk shows. Even the cleaning cycle for this machine takes about 4 hours. But thanks to all that, the ice cream is quite delicious. It's sold under the McFlurry brand, and no matter how it's served, it's always the same treat. We have Ron McClen, one of the company's franchisees, to thank for this sweet invention. He created the McFlurry in 1995. A cup of soft ice cream turned out to be the perfect base for experimenting with flavors. From classic options like vanilla, chocolate, and Oreo cookies to more exotic ones like durian and de leche, McFlurry has been mixed with just about everything. What's your favorite McFlurry flavor in the hustle and bustle of daily life? Hamburger patties. When it comes to burgers, the patty is undoubtedly the star of the show. You can add as much sauce or as many condiments as you like, but if the patty isn't up to par, the burger won't be satisfying. Have you ever had a bad burger experience? Share your stories in the comments. Meanwhile, it's worth noting that the quality standards for meat suppliers are just as rigorous as they are for the buns. The beef arrives at the processing plant in a sealed truck and is used within a day and a half to ensure freshness. To achieve the best flavor, experts blend lean and fatty beef, resulting in ground beef that's similar to what you'd find in a store. No additives, fillers, or chemicals involved. So why don't the patties fall apart? It's all about how experts handle temperature. They use a specific process that includes a 24-minute freezing step. These processes are so finely tuned that the plant produces 3 million patties a day. French fries. Why do McDonald's fries look so perfect? A Discovery Channel crew once visited a factory where they're made and found out the secret. The fries are dipped in dextrose, which gives them that golden color when fried. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The process begins with trucks full of potatoes arriving at the factory. The first step is unloading and pre-washing the potatoes. Next, they're treated with a salt solution and steam cleaned to remove any dirt. The peels are then brushed off, and a laser and camera system checks the cleaning quality and removes any foreign objects at the same time. After this inspection, the potatoes are heated and sliced into fries. They go through another round of quality control before being dried and then fried at 180 degrees Celsius. Interestingly, the fries aren't fully cooked at this point. They're then flash frozen at -12 degrees Celsius and sent to a freezer. From there, they're shipped to restaurants where the staff cooks them to perfection and serves them to customers. Coffee. Each year, humanity consumes about 580 billion cups of coffee, and a significant portion of that is served by McDonald's. The restaurant chain even faces occasional lawsuits related to this popular beverage. Have you ever thought that the coffee from the Smiling Clown might be too hot? According to various sources, McDonald's policy is to serve it at 80 to 90 degrees Celsius. Maybe it's time to cool things down a bit. While you write your comments, let's talk about how coffee beans are processed. The honey method is shown on the screen. This process involves leaving some of the sticky pulp of the coffee berries, known as honey, on the beans during drying. If the pulp ranges from 10 to 60%, the treatment is called yellow honey. If it's between 50 to 100%, it's called red honey. And if the ripest and sweetest berries are processed leaving all the pulp on them, you get black honey. Buns. The bun in McDonald's burgers might not be the star of the show, but it's far from being unimportant. It needs to be robust enough to hold up against the patties, lettuce, and sauces, and its taste and texture have to complement them perfectly. That's why McDonald's has created a specific shape, size, and recipe for their buns, setting a strict standard that all suppliers must follow. Let's see how it's done. Meet Colin, a cheerful man who has made over 1 billion buns in his 20-year career. He knows the process like the back of his hand. It all starts with making the dough. Naturally, the main ingredients are flour, water, yeast, and salt. The mixture is then left to rest in a special chamber for around 4 hours. While we wait, let's meet Meg, who ensures that every bun turns out looking and tasting great. Now that our dough is rested, we put it into a mixer and add sugar, vitamin C, and other ingredients. Next, we roll the dough into bowls and let them rest again, this time for 55 minutes. After that, the buns can be glazed and finally baked at 240 degrees Celsius. Once cooled, sliced, and packaged, the buns are ready to be sent to restaurants. It's amazing to see the capability of modern industrial bread makers, which can produce 8,000 buns per hour. Chicken McNuggets. In daily life, we might not notice the shapes of McDonald's chicken nuggets, but the fast food giant pays close attention to them, having created 4 universal shapes that have stayed the same for 40 years. Every McDonald's nugget can be described either as a bell, a bow tie, a boot, or a ball. You might think it sounds odd, but these shapes make them easy to dip in the sauce. So how are these treats made? The main ingredient is chicken breast. Spices, flour, oil, and other ingredients are added to it. The process is highly automated, allowing a typical unit to produce around a ton of nuggets per hour. Similar to fries, the nuggets are partially fried, so they aren't fully cooked at the factory. If you break open a seemingly cooked nugget from the plant, you'll find it still raw inside. That's why the final flavor depends largely on the restaurant staff, who cook them to perfection. Cheese. There used to be a worrying rumor online about the cheese used in McDonald's burgers being somehow related to plastic. Why else would the slices be so elastic? However, one of the fast food chain's employees put these concerns to rest. She explained that the cheese is simply melted and mixed with emulsifiers before being poured onto a cooled surface. This is the same process used to make the processed cheese slices you find in stores. So the myth is debunked. It's also worth mentioning that since 1973, Hotland has been supplying McDonald's with cheese. Each year, they produce about 500 million slices, including the cheddar used in McDonald's cheeseburgers. Cola and Pepsi. What tastes better, Coke or Pepsi? This classic question deserves your comments. But for now, let's look at the science behind it. About 20 years ago, an experiment was conducted where volunteers sampled both drinks. When they didn't know which was which, their preferences were evenly split. However, when told which was Pepsi and which was Coke, more people preferred Coke. Technically, the differences between the two aren't that significant. Coke has a higher sodium content, making it taste smoother and less sweet. Pepsi, on the other hand, is flavored with natural essential oils like lemon, orange, cinnamon, and coriander. Both